Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Amalfi. And as you can see, yes, there's a disease epidemic around here. It's camp fever. Yes, you're correct. Camp fever. It's run rampant around here. It started it in Rome. That's because of its booming prosperity and with this high amount of holdings, which means higher population, therefore more prone for diseases to be spawned from there. So it has occurred here. Even reached all the way to Amalfi. But once again, sparing Acera. And that frustrates my future plans. But the good news of all this is that the Senate of Aquitaine has conquered Sicily with the assistance of never mind. You just got camp fever. So they were able to fight off against the Glavi Sultanate. So they got Sicily and all that. Peaceful province removed from there. Because the reason why that's happened, arbitrary traits, which is something I'm trying to get rid of. But since I'm in seclusion again, it's kind of too bad that I do not have the means to do anything. An emissary from the Pope has arrived in our court. According to the emissary, the Holy Father is concerned about our employment of heathens as advisors. The Pope is asking me to move them from position. Oh, you're talking about him, right? Well, he's in seclusion, so he's not that very well skilled. But I'll imprison the heathen. And we assign this new one. Well, we're gonna banish you. Go back to who once came and give me the money. You outlived your usefulness. Just be glad I didn't kill you. Ignorance conquered. After spending my last year browsing old texts, I'm able to improve my knowledge. I guess it's time to congratulate myself. It was a time well spent. Every little bit helps regarding intrigue. And I hope one day you'll get rid of that depressed trait. And don't die of depression, because, well, that means it's gonna have to go to, let me see, designated area. It's all we have, so. If it wasn't him, then it'll likely be him, because he's older. Or Massone, nephew, who doesn't have, you know, that thing. But is perceptive, but unfortunately dull too. But this one, brave and vicious. So in case he dies, then I'm willing to put nephew Mansone. Again, just in case he dies. Now, anyways, Laragmont Moro has recently spent much money and time to cultivate quite a rose garden on this property. Today he's showing it to me and several members of my court. I cannot deny its colorful, impressive sight. Huh. Can you help me grow roses in my own garden? So he's a gardener in addition to being an administrator. Heck of a guy. Again, spending quite a bit of income due to the whole thing. Yeah, get another retinue at nights. This should be enough. Camp fever. So that'll be 500 total. At least that's going to be my own retinue. I've been loyal to my patron for some time, Perhaps it's time to find a new spiritual guide. So again, oh yeah, also in the previous episode, we helped found the Amalfian. Yeah, this Amalfian patricians led to the establishment of the Amalfian, the Latin monastery on Mount Athos, and also enacted the Amalfian laws, to which this great patrician was responsible for spearheading the effort to create Amalfian laws, or the Tabula Amalfitana, a mercantile law code that's quickly becoming the international standard. Oh, where is it? Like, isn't it the Blessed Virgin? Yes, dedicated to Saint Mary from morale armies up. I'll say, no, my faith has served me well. And because of that, I am now the paragon of virtue. So considered extremely pious and as an example of others of his, by others of his religion. But I need to get rid of arbitrary. My next ambition? Well, I don't know. Convert a culture? Like we're trying to get rid of that Greek element here. And since I own the barony of Acera, perhaps I should start investing in all of these. Especially Cavalry Training Ground. That's only available for the Italian culture group, for Lombards, Dalmatians, hold on. Start over. Lombards, Dalmatians, Sicilians, Neapolitans. Also, none of these must be true. You're either Ligurian, Venetian, Roman, Sardinian. Despite what that description says about elite Italian mounted crossbowmen. Okay, hang on, I'll give it to you. Let me finish reading. Using multifarious specializations of arms and special with shock and defense tactics. This military tradition draws from the Italian, German, Lombard origin. So, mounted crossbowmen. Ballisteri. That's what that is. Interesting. But Castletown first before anything else. Meanwhile, my friend, the court physician Marquis, is always hard at work researching public cauldrons, colorful exotic herbs, sharp and glistening tools, and all manner of interesting things fill his study. It's all rather intriguing. Perhaps I could learn something if I were to join him for a while. Well, that sounds interesting. I mean, I'm a renowned physician. So I'll join him in the lab for a few days. And yes, even a disease has spread to Acera. I attempt to follow Marquis' work. It doesn't take long before the intense fumes permeating his laboratory gets to me. After only a few hours, I have to evacuate, and I got a splitting headache. At least I've learned something. Oh, my poor head. Can you do something about this headache? He handed me a cup of what looked like hot water with red flakes in it and told me to drink it slowly. Glad I hired you. One day, passing by the monastery, I came upon a monk sitting and painting in a field. I observed his work and marvel at the composition, the colors, and the fine brush strokes that bring the simple canvas to life. This monk is truly an artistic prodigy. I'll buy this painting and exhibit at my castle. Such a wonderful, okay. The complex of blend flavor spreads over my tongue and as the horse spreads on my belly. Hold on. Phew, well, that was weak. These monks certainly know how to make fine wine. Thanks, but no thanks. I practice moderation. Don't even think about it. Wherever you are. Uh-huh. Why won't this headache go away? Quite honestly, you don't need to have that anymore. You should go back to your war focus. Despite the headache you have. Because one day I would like to, um... one day I would like to get back to intervening in other people's wars. As he's a true Christian knight, well, I like to be that too. It's good to know that you have that. But the respect is kind of quite far away from you. More galleys. It's always nice. Hold it right there. You may want to save it up a bit. You may never know there's going to be a random event that makes the money. There goes another one. These people were unwise to not shut the gates. Who's that? Gus related. I guess she owns all of this. And that war against Sardinia. Well, Sardinia started, but now they're losing. One day I'm sitting with my son, you know. I decided I should show him an excerpt of the rule of St. Benedict and hopes teaching the way God. He's very attentive, and I'm sure he'll grow up to join me in the Benedictine order. He's an excellent student. Hell yeah, excellent. My pressing has gone away. I could focus my mind on things again. I feel better. As I said, I urge you, try to get rid of your depression. Well, his wife could do that for you. I'll visit a monastery. Yeah, disease starting to go away now. Escorted through the guards of the monastery, immediately spot the worker brought Lothari. The roses are a delicate mixture of red and yellow hue, sunsets, and they're being full. I ask her now, offering you small sweet. They're a little cramped over there. Would you mind opening out? Oh, I could do that, I think. Green fingers. Haha. You do alright. You know, I should finally repay those Jewish mailmenders all that money back. Oh yes, I forgot to do penance. he turned 16, his nephew. He's pretty good except for the diplomacy, but that's seclusion, that drops it, so I guess in case my son dies, I'm gonna go for nephew. You know, as far as all the other family members here. That one I'm raising. And this one's far younger, which gives me more time to try to help him out with this. Use my great knowledge. And open the gates. Now do penance. And you know what, as far as who's who, my son will be a commander. The son of Anastasia. He doesn't have any sense, but still. So there goes another family member from another house. I'll figure this out, because I have the erudite. Yeah. Among the nomad peoples of Eurasia, there are stories of an immortal horse, forever racing across the great steppes, free and bold, galloping of the mighty steeds who sound like thunder, and is faster than anyone I could see. Not very the same, but maybe one day I shall see it. Picked up the kind trait. And lost humble. Through our business contacts, we recently made a lot of coins selling some products from Sorrento to important and powerful clients elsewhere. Particularly, we sold a lot of Lorento's citrus fruit. 3,000 piety. Crusader kings. The very heartlands of Western Christianity are under siege by infidels. Desperate Christian lords have persuaded His Holiness Pope Sylvester III to declare his intention of forging a great and righteous alliance to expel the heathens in the name of God. This signals a new era of large-scale Christian holy wars, the Crusades. That is both. The Knights of Calatrava. The Order of Calatrava is the most recent addition to the Soldiers of the Cross. Having just endorsed a decree issued by the Catholic Church, these knights take their name from the castle recovered in Iberia from the clutches of the Muslim infidel. They're ready to stand to combat heathens and defend the pious in the name of any Catholic ruler who's willing to provide for their upkeep. May their battles end in victory. Knights of Santiago. This chivalric order owes its name to Santiago Matamoros, or Saint James the Moor Slayer, as he's known in the other parts of the world. The Order of Santiago enjoys the official sponsorship of the Catholic Church and its knights, all sworn to purge entire realms of heathens and heretics, if so requested by a Catholic ruler. Brave warriors of Christ. A true follower of the rule of Saint Benedict, the importance of saying prayers and studying the Bible, at least my priest says so, however, while doing penance for days on end, I struggle to stay focused. Sometimes I'm feeling just sitting there, doing nothing if I close my eyes for just a moment. Surely that would not be bad. A little nap would do me good. I was immensely bored by my prayers, but after a little nap, my duties did not feel quite so impossible anymore. I cannot expect myself to become like Saint Benedict overnight. One step at a time, I say. That was wise of me. Spear throwing competition. Hey! Plant! Gotta observe it. Everyone attending the spear throwing competition seems to be having a great time. Oh, yeah, partaking in a contest, conversing, and laughing together. Perhaps the mirror's a bit too much. As spear carelessly hurled in the field, someone is still out there. Measured the distance previous throw. Man's brawny. Oh, I hope he survived this. Morkios, my heretic friend, who was a mystic and all that. Congrats to you. Violence seemed to be able to solve all our problems. Life is easy. We could simply smash things into submission. Gain the Roth trait. That's a sin. I ought to get rid of that. Unless you give me spiritual guidance since you live next to me. To realize to become a great fighter, you need to get in better shape. There's a great path in the nearby woods to be excellent for running. Let's go running. I'm kind but wrathful, which is contradictory to myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm brave. Now please get rid of Roth. Yes, I got rid of arbitrary, finally. Now all you need is to get rid of that Roth trait. Yeah, let's have this. List of training ground. Again, in case if I don't run the Republic anymore, and I still have my residence in Napoli. Picked up Gregarious thanks to the tutor. You honor me, Conversus. Become humble. Lost kind. Boy, I still struggle, but this is what I get for going back to that war focus. Focus on a new business. Fisheries of the Amalfi coast. Morale armies up as well as reinforcements. What's going on? Volta gets to rule. Somebody wants to run it. Studious is still struggling to hold on. Yeah, they're looking for payback. And apparently they did succeed. They did succeed in their independence war. I thought that opportunity would be lost. But no, it ain't. Never thought about tributary wars. It all depends on what do they have that give them a lot of money. What can they do? This is just for trade posts and cities. Yeah, can't wait to build up all of this again. And you know, in fact, that starts now. Guess she'll be spy master. I need to learn more about intrigue. It's the only skill that I lack of out of all of them. But it still can be improved upon. Don't even think about it. My ward was caught playing around with the court musician's instruments, making loud noises and disturbing the peace. They were rocking and rolling all over the place. One of the starts coming. What shall we do with them? Approach my ward and say, I don't mind it much. Just do it elsewhere and it's not to bother others. Again, I wish you would give me spiritual guidance as I did it for you. And I know you want to develop personal combat skills, but do not worry. We will soon start intervening in other people's wars. The question is, where? Asturias is gone. That was their last holdout. But Majorca is independent. Austrian liberation. Oh yeah, they're fighting against the Avars. And what you been up to? Whatever they need help with something, I'll be there for you. Defending against fellow Catholics, against whomever. Expanded it just further down. Just thought about this idea. Or you could send it to a holy order, but it says disqualified from inheritance. Well, actually moves him to another court, and he can't be like, so can't be doing that. But if you were to put together a mercenary company, I think he'll be out of there as well. In fact, any son of mine, or any member of the Ursel family, like any of the living uncles, they're better off as a mercenary. For more prestige gain or whatever. Ugh. What happened here, man? I always imagined I would be the first of us to go, but I'm now the one in mourning the departure of my dear friend. Never again I'll hear his jolly laugh or receive his wise counsel. Never again I'll hear his. It is as if it lost sense of purpose. Natural death? Natural death. I've probably had one drink too many when I've joined at a table, but equally intoxicating. It takes me a few minutes to realize that spent quite some time drinking together, sharing ourselves, and I apologize for sending you to Napoli to be building things, but let us be friends. I hope you live. Oh, really? The King of Italy, who is also King of West Francia. Whoa, that's a heck of a marriage, so that means he gets to inherit Italy, but, no, he gets Italy. Seniority, and over there, West Francia, Skywalker. Okay. So they'll be closely related then. And yes, I'll be sure to attend. I don't often attend coronation ceremonies for Italy, but I shall be there for you. Just watch over the country for a while. It's my first attendance to a coronation ceremony for Italy, representing all us Italians, at least of the north. The ninth king of Otto's court took a strange turn when our host decided to call some of the clergymen and nobles at the table, engaging them with a long discussion about theology. I did not expect this feast to turn into a lesson about Christianity, but I might be learning something useful tonight. The coronation of King of Otto. King of Otto kneels before Pope Sylvester III as host is vast surrounding him in complete silence. The Pope blesses him and places the royal crown upon his head, hereby proclaiming him King of Italy by the grace of God. Long live the King. Long live the King. Viva Re. With the ceremony finally concluded, he bid me farewell and dismissed from his court alongside our guests. Yes, this is a different kind of coordination ceremony as compared to the Indian series over there. Trained fighter. Having a good time. Decided to take along with me today as I preached to the people about God and how they should try to live their lives according to the rules of St. Benedict. He's attentive throughout, and I'm sure he learned some valuable lessons about God and the Benedictine order today. He's an excellent student. Cousin's a novice fighter. Pick up fussy. Oh boy, I'm drunk. Ignorance conquered. Pick up one another. Let me have a look. Since I have this high amount of money and I've been using that old sword, I need a new deadly weapon. But since we are a cavalry intensive army, for us, at least, any amount of levies that we tend to get. Yes, we have plenty of cavalry, but cavalry need to play a better role, since our infantry are pretty good at it as well. So prepare to spend a lot. Charity, you got it. Not as terrible as I used to, but every little bit helps. Bring him in here. A lance is what I desire. This will be different this time. Plus, I remember Uncle Allo. He was very good with his spear. So I thought, maybe I should try. I used to get angry about the smallest things, but later started to be more like Saint Benedict, and nowadays I barely notice that which used to annoy me. Good. Very good. Not good. Best quality lance you can. That'll be 500 gold. Huh. Wish I could make myself a court tutor, but I don't have any other, I don't have any, you know. If I'm going to be on another 4 years, I'll be sure to write another book. What do you do? 5. That's good. The envoy from the city of Napoli arrived with news regarding my central position. The envoy told me of a promising medical student named Adulis. This young man managed to save the life of one of the daughters of an important local trader not long ago. Apparently she only lost an eye in the process. Causing an adjournment could be an easy task. I think there's probably someone better we could find. Like him. Even though he's absent-minded. Be careful. Only have 4 traits. Now, does that make me a true Christianite as compared to you? What are the qualifications? Gotta be humble, diligent, brave, or something like that. Finally, the lance has been completed. The master at Amalfi bought me a sturdy box which contains them. My hands are shaking slightly to open its heavy lid. New weapon. The Spear of Amalfi. An excellently crafted spear made at the behest of Doge Raffaele. Improves mounted troops and pikemen. Our specialty. The Spear of Amalfi. And what to do with that sword? Who is the second best commander out of all of us? Uncle Alo, but he isn't going to be around for long. Perhaps you should give it to him. Yeah. Guard this with your life. A holy war against this defenseless country. There's no disease. Knights are fully reinforced. I'm getting old, so I know the number of the main troops, but look who's assisting them. Aquitaine, Italy. Yeah, they'll be there. It's about time that we get back at them. We'll help you out. This is a defensive war. This should have enough ships to transport everybody. I don't want to spend my own money to send them out by the fleet. You're going to war, son, and you're coming with me. You any good? Hunter. Excellent. Okay. Uncle Alo, you'll be on this side. And my son will be there, even though he's a direct leader. Inspired leader. You know what? You take this center. I'll be on the right flank, the position of honor. And, I'll... wherever the front line may be, but it's likely going to be over there. There's no safe place to land other than, say, over there, but no, you have to make a landing somewhere. So head to the Gulf of Leon. Now you want to get back at the blast it. Land there. It's a bit risky, but still, it's better to cut them off this way. First time that we're intervening in a conflict so far from home. We've established a foothold here, but these are not the forces of the Amalfi. They're still out there, somewhere. But hunt down whoever you see, because he wants to develop his combat skills. Let's help him out. And it's also the first time that I will use the Spear of Amalfi, because I learned this from Uncle Alo, one would think. Because he was very good with his spear. He swings around with it, and I thought I should do the same. But remember, this is a defensive war. Kota. That's a Sogdian place. Where'd you get that title? Oh, you created it. Well, this is what I get for turning on that, whatchamacall, Christian immersion mode, which actually kind of messes with some of the game files. Like, there's even the Kingdom of Orissa in France, which is supposed to be in East India. But you get the idea. Remain in your position. And in a year's time, I will get an improved version of this new suit of armor. It's likely that they're going to go for the objective. So moving through Toulouse. Arctic terrain. Apparently, this is the coldest place of France. Up there. But fortunately, it's home to the famous herbs and herbalists, which gives some degree of a supply limit. In other words, due to the Arctic terrain, this is the highest of the high mountains of southern France. Or Aquitaine. That's the area. Aquitaine region. Part of the Duchy of Givaudan. Italy will not be coming, unfortunately, so it's up to us. I don't know if Arctic is an ideal place to defend, but we'll move up there immediately. Unless they're looking for the army. We will have the hills advantage. And they're going to be crossing the river. Hope you earned your pay. Nephew Mansone is there. Anyone else who's not assigned? Hang on. Sure we don't have any good commands? Oh yes, the new guy. He'll be there too. He can take control of this. And the other retinue knights, Bishop will handle it. And some of the marshals that'll be there too. That's from the Amalfi country. So they'll be there on the 13th. We'll be there on the 6th, so we get a week's ahead advantage. In fact, due to the timing of what this war is about to become, and we need all the morale we can get. So let's hold a Requiem Mass before the battle. As a reminder, Requiem Masses are held for the souls of those who died in the state of grace, but still have attachment to the world. Those souls are purified from their sins in purgatory, that they may become holy saints able to stand before the Almighty God. The priest asked me who they should pray for during the Masses. For my fallen soldiers, this is to up the morale of armies for the period of how long this war is going to last. These are allied forces, but we Amalfians, again, doing this for my son. He wants to be a novice fighter, as well as for all the others, including that crazy old uncle of mine, who is very good with his spear. I mean, he killed a man. Oh, it's been a long time. After all, he's a renowned commander, and trained fighter too, and he's strong. That's why he was able to swing the spear with his full strength. Now I want to emulate that. The spear will be the symbol of Amalfi's greatness. The military might of Amalfi. We're here. They're not stopping. And they're going to have a flow of reinforcements to be moving up, so we will be holding our ground. Yeah. But as you know, this area, even though it's a cloudy summer here, so cloudy weather during the summer is bad for the ripening crops. So it's a cloudy day. And this says hills, and again they're crossing the river, so penalty for all of these over there, including their famous camel cavalry. While for us on the hills, we will have more defense of the infantry, pikemen, light cavalry, archers, and to a lesser extent horse archers, even though we're phasing out of these in favor of heavy cavalry. But we do have plenty of pikemen. We've been building up our military for this, as well as the retinue from the knight's retinue to add more cavalry to bolster it. And it should also be noted that that they are good at the defense, especially light cavalry when fighting in the hills here. This should do well. Good luck, men. Give them hell. Allied forces moving in. We're just stopping them in their way to their objective with this Visconti. In the middle of the battle, I catch sight of a girl wearing the same colors as I am. I just have time to notice the fierce expression on her face. When she is struck down, I feel a pang of guilt, realizing how much she reminded me of my daughter, Serenahild. There is room for a trait. We must remember to tend to our wounded. Patience is good for the defense. The defense of battles such as these. We got him. Yeah, they're pulling back now. .56%. One more decisive battle like that, and we will get them. And we'll be going home soon. What is their purpose? Separate conflict. Nothing to do with other than that they're roaming around here. Let's hunt them down. They're in retreat still. But we're gonna fight those forces anyway, just for more combat experience with my son. They're going for it again. Get up there. Poor health. Sorry for your loss. Get you remarried after this one. She was a good woman. And would you look at that? The genius still lives on. Intrigue education sounds very good. So as we were on our way, I peacefully fell asleep, found myself in a land of dreams. I was an adventurer who had arrived at a large, bustling port city, a picturesque town full of marbled stone buildings. It was a picturesque town. Anyways, there were many sights to see, both within the city and outside near it. In the end, I decided to, well, just pick either humble or brave. What would it sound like to you? Doesn't matter. Well, actually, it does matter. Martial up or general opinion up. Again, it's for about a year. Walk through the streets and take in the sights. That's all I'll say. We'll be taking a river crossing, but we don't care. We have to defeat him again. That's Arctic, what it looks like. The highest, coldest mountains in Aquitaine. 68% now. I don't see any places that's temperate, but we'll just get down there and remain here, be close to the coast. Occupy a few territories if you must. They're gathering. Get up there and defeat them. Yes, we're going up these high mountains. And there's heavy snow up there. Supplies are no good to no army. But we gotta beat them. We got to get up there. Have you gained? Yes, he's a novice fighter now. Come on. You're the true Christian knight, you say. Way high up. %. Yeah, we took a bit more casualties, but it was worth it. Let them go, where they figure out where they're going next. Brazilian. They decide to attack. Well, I can't help you because I'm already involved in another war. But I'll be sure to cut them off for you to make things easier for you. He's been blessed with a muscular and imposing physical appearance. He's burly. He's already a trained fighter, so there's a good reason for that. So significant rugged physical strength. Well, Noble has distinguished himself in this battle. Perhaps I could make use of him. Formidable fighter. Brilliant strategist. Heavy infantry leader. Excelente. No. Again, it's you that started this war. Unfortunately, you're Orthodox Christian, so I can't take part, so we're going home. We gotta do something with that big pile of money now. I know. Because of our recent experience, we should have riding grounds. Improvement from a small stable. Several large fields just out of house have been graciously donated by local farmers and set aside as riding grounds. Here, the fighting men could practice the art of war on horseback, adding even more light cavalry. And now let's have a barracks for more heavy infantry and pikemen, which is a must-have. And also call for a smith. Now that we have an improved weapon, now soon, in fact in 2 months' time, good timing. Back home. How are you feeling? Again, you say you're the Christian knight, but honestly I get the impression that I think someone else might be better. Tolerance. Now, what do you say about marginal status of women? They're supportive, but many of them are undecided. Y'all did your job well. What I was looking for, yes. Mansona. Thought about giving him that. Just became glad. Oh, no. That's not how you want to live like that. Hey, let me give you spiritual guidance. Let me teach you about gluttony. It's bad. You were well fed. Just say that you are well fed, but don't eat too much of it. Practice moderation. Take that as a consideration. Three days later, here we go. Need a new set of armor. wasn't until several weeks after the banquet I heard about when I was not invited. Martina and I friends? I'll just say that made me forgot. I've acquired a leather knapsack for holding things. It's not the most beautiful thing ever made, but the craftsman who made it certainly designed to have a rustic, simplistic charm. Who knows how it could help me. Now I got my own leather knapsack. Another cluttered item. Why carry something in your hands when you could just put it in your trusty knapsack? Ups your combat skill a little and ups the intrigue, it really helps. Makes it a second of that item kind of item, in addition to hourglass. After that recent combat experience fighting up in the Arctic, Leone has become a winter soldier, meaning that he could do very well in winter combat, as well as supplies. So, say, if he was fighting up in these mountains, in this mountain range, he'll do very well. Unless he were to go fight somewhere like, say, the Dinaric Alps, or the Alps themselves, or even in this mountain range, so it's good to know. Sardinia's temperate, right? Except for the northern parts. So we're just looking at places that would be ideal for possible areas of warfare. And they're about to lose that kingdom, and it's going to be run by a new dynasty. Average smuggle operation. Okay. They improved the institutions that are the marginal status of women's law, which means that any woman can now be a spy master. If any. But some aren't very skilled at this sort of thing. Bring him in. Because I'm willing to throw a bunch of money for this. I'm in need of protection. Make me a strong, sturdy set of armor. Craft me the best quality set of armor you can. Everybody's getting involved, fighting against the Avars. Casanado. I'll donate to charity soon. Don't you worry. Oh boy. Well, I am brave, but I have a martial education. And not charitable, so I'll assume personal command on this. As I was walking towards the smithy, I could not hear the sound of progress instead of sound of voices talking. Found him and my son Leon discussing different metals and their compositions. All this talk is making my head spin, and definitely halting the progress of work I've ordered. Maybe there is no harm in it. Just do this for once. Help him with that. He's gonna need that. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot. Supposed to get you married to somebody else. Question is who? Bingo. Quick and tall. Her. Anything else I should know about? She's not delicate, nor she is damn bride, whatever. It's a big bride price. Oh my goodness. My resourceful spy master is a true box of surprises. According with her latest suggestion, conditions are in place for the organization of a band of pirates to raid foreign vessels for me to gain an interesting new source of income in the process. She guarantees the piracy operation. Listen, as much as I like you, I'll say no, I ain't no pirate. Had to borrow money from the Jews again. Just gotta get that money fast. So many friends. And just gained another friend. Cousin. You better get this money quick. Well, here it is. A very valuable cargo. The transfer associates with success. I command everything with expertise is the deep satisfaction I see the admiration of men in my deeds. A sum worth of a king was accounted for. There we go. Got out of there. Yes, I'm too brave for your own good. Finally, it stopped that plot. So, a faithful prepare for war. A messenger approaches us with a letter of the Vatican from the Vicar of Christ himself. He's asking us to prepare our men for the fight against the heathens and infidels, to restore Christendom to the lost places of the world. The Pope wants to send our faithful Christian men against Aquitaine, a region held by the Mohammedan Emir al-Mu'minin daughters of the Al-Umayyad. It is time to return to Christianity once more. Though the Pope wants to invade Aquitaine, a pious Christian could convince everyone to focus on another object that is more valuable to us. No, Aquitaine is right, because... does that kingdom even exist anymore? Yes. So we're doing this to help it out. She lost her land. Well, she has all these claims, but... now, we're here to restore those lands. So I would say, my men are ready. To Aquitaine! So, we'll gain 100 party for this. Crusade War Chest stage changes by 750. And the War Chest for party changes by 300. 33% chance that the Crusade War Chest for artifact charge changes by 1. Well, I'm ready now. Come on! But it's not going to be until 950. So slow down, you eager beaver. Sign me up. I was the first one to sign. Again, we're going to restore her kingdom. And she's also the heir to the kingdom of Mercia. Are you talking about the actual kingdom? Yes, the whole kingdom. Not petty kingdom. This is a target we're after. The Andalusian. Am I a beneficiary? But the real question is, do any of you have children? I mean, I could send you away. I mean, after all, you could be a good son. Because with that experience... It's like, should he really run the Republic? Because it's like, yes, he's good militarily, but intrigue and all that is lowered. And dull and all that. Used to be married with a genius, but they're gonna be smart children, but I honestly rather have my son to be running the Republican future, as he is a commander, but he's unproven. I mean, look, he's evenly good at all of these, including that. And on an unknown sources thing, that means he's bright as well. He's not a genius, but he is bright, which may help him in the future. Oh, delicate. Eek. Well, that ain't gonna be good for him health-wise, but... And plus, there's a chance he could die of depressed or send someone else. Okay, you're not gonna get a Crusader behind it. Basically, just send somebody away. Uncle Alo's too old. Again, regardless, somebody's gonna be serving as the vassal to Aquitaine. It's just the question is who's gonna be an effective servant for it. But to me, I see something in him because he's bright. But delicate. Probably got it from Anastasia. Aha! That's where it may have came from. So know that. But again, Crusaders tended to be huge wars. You know, switch it up. I'm sorry about this. As good as you are, but I'd rather have Mansana. I mean, yeah, I don't think we're going to be running that Republic again, because respect is too low. But allow me to give you an honorary title for something. Think about it. You'll be there. Yes, it's a rare controversial act. It's just, simply put, I don't want that dull ruler again. Nobody would want that. As brave as he is, but he'll be a good servant to Aquitaine when it's restored. So, again, it has to be at least twice. It cannot be mercenary, it cannot be part of a holy order, monk or nun, seriously or injured. You're not a member of any society, are you? And neither is he. But I see something in this man. Good news, my Doge says excited. The armor is informing me that precious metals and special tools have been located in nearby province. If we send an expedition, it could increase the quality set armor we're currently crafting. Oh god, how much? 500? What are you, nuts? I could take a loan, but... Hey! Let's have a debate and then we could use that to get some money out of them. Espionage debate. Which I know plenty of. But since I'm a patient man, I will debate it defensively. Which again, depends on the intrigue and all that. So patient, kind, humble, cynical. Proud's a negative trait. A genius soul. Looked coldly into my opponent's eyes, methodically diffused his arguments like this for a long time, always probing for a weakness in my opponent's reasoning. Always trying to take advantage of a mistake to improve my position. And I win the debate. No, I can't afford it. Sorry. Now you're gonna have to repay that favor. Give me the money. Every little bit helps. It's a contribution. A big splash. I fall in the mud. Damn it. It only rained this morning. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to take a stroll outside after all. I stand up trying to wipe the mud off my ruined clothes. Well, I'm already humble, so I'll just say this is the will of Jesus, seeking to humble me. No longer stressed. But you are paranoid. Which I hope you get well soon. He hasn't picked up any genetic traits yet. Oh, I forgot. Burley. Yeah. Hopefully he'll be good for something. There's a reason why I did this. I'd rather play as younger rulers. Even if they don't have amount of prestige. Building character is always good. And they'll be getting their prestige in a hurry. And the crusade won't begin until May 9th. I was struck with nervous sound when Master CK2 announced that the set of armor was nearing its completion. Today I've received the Master of my throne. As he unveils the armor rack, I find it almost impossible to breathe. What would you name her, my Doge? This armor shall be my guardian. That's what I'll go for. Put this on. I'm giving you my old armor. You get your own weapon. This strong and sturdy set of armor offers unmatched protection in combat. It is truly a guardian of those who, in cases it really ups the defense. So I give away the sword to the son, who's going to be a beneficiary. And I give away the old chainmail armor for my son, and knowing he's going to be there in combat too. Just doing whatever it takes to protect him because he's delicate and he needs to take care of himself. If I ever had another weapon, I would give it to him. Oh. Yeah, that reminds me. Who you should marry to. Charlotte's too old. Recently widowed. Strong but groomed. There might be more than one trait. I always go for one that has more than one trait. Inheritable trait, I should say. Genetic traits, whatever. Like I saw it, but I'm like, oh, the ugly took it away. Keep looking. Difference in the hill. So I guess we have a winner. Strong, attractive, but a calm voice. Well, ain't that something? She's beautiful and she's physically strong, and yet she's got a calm voice. Though she's a bit envious. I'll be sure to give her spiritual guidance once she comes to court, as these two will be married, and we don't have to pay the bride price for it. The Constantine's flagship. Word has reached me that my mortal enemies, the Constantine's family, are planning a construction of a great galley, the likes of which has never been before seen. It is even to surpass even the Mercator, the flagship of the Venetian Doge, in size and splendor. The hubris of Patricia Adria is without equal. Tranquilla, my spy master, has put together a plan to make sure this atrocity never sails the seas. Men loyal to her will infiltrate the Constantine's shipyard in Amalfi, posing as shipwrights. Once inside, they will aid several subtle structural flaws to the galley that will hopefully escape detection as it sets out on its maiden voyage. Well, you know, we've had issues with that family. But, hey, we get along sometimes, but... I'll say brilliant. Send them in. Perhaps you know a lot of things for a spy master. No wonder why you're paranoid. Well, she's not a close relative. And she has an intrigue education. Luckily, I'm a genius. I could teach her a few things. Here we go again, this war game before the Crusade. Figure it out this time. As we reach the top of the hill, simultaneously our armies clash in an outright brawl. Should break the enemy's side flank. Put all available troops on the left flank. Good game. Never gonna get it. Should be one for intrigue. You may have noticed that the uniform and dress has changed. But as you can see, the armor changed for the Longobards Knights. Even I dress differently. Slightly more grand. Even the standard military armor looks different. Even for Serenahills. Again, going with the times. It's 950. It's also right on time with the beginning of the Crusader era. And look at crazy Uncle Urso. We're in the Great Helm now. Legendary commander. And he's a aspiring hunter. Yeah, everybody dresses differently now. It's a new era. A new era. A new Amalfi. It kind of makes her wonder. Like, will the Langobard culture, or what should I say? No, it's going to be until 1100. I read that it's not going to be until 1100 AD where the Neapolitan culture will start appearing. As they continue to beat the heck out of each other. The ship has launched. The Constantine's flagship has been completed, and nobles from all over Amalfi have gathered at the docks to watch as the mighty vessels put to sea. Patricia Giles is beaming with arrogant pride, especially when he spots me in the crowd. Before long, the sleek vessel slides in the water and hoists its sails, who are adorned with the Constantine's family crest. Suddenly, the great galley snaps in half with a terrible crack. The crowd gasps in stunned silence, but Giles turns to face me immediately, his eyes glowing in fury. "You! This was your doing!" he screams as spittle sails from his mouth. With a howl, he attempts to hurl himself at me, but the struggling aides hold him back. "I don't know how you did it, Raffaele, but I swear to you, you will pay for this. Do you hear me, Raffaele? You will pay!" Ha 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 ha. I'm supposed to be a nice guy. I'm a paragon of virtue, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself, alright? Domain's not quite fully recovered yet. Because we're still building more buildings. Especially militarily. Just in case. Again, we're not going to run the Republic, I predict, when I die of natural death. But at least I will become a Crusader, along with all of my other commanders. My sweet Trecula is terrifying when she wants something. Is she now? There is not that she wouldn't make me bend her will. Now she wants to make one of her friends Chancellor, but Chancellor Love is a very competent man. Leonette to be Chancellor? No, her friend's not good enough to become Chancellor. Sorry. Yeah, we're training troops just to have a faster Red Levy reinforcement rate so we can get ready for the upcoming crusade, which we will do that in the next episode. We'll leave you at a cliffhanger like this, because we want the next episode to be about the crusade, and set of armor is different. And I could see you're still depressed, but you are a true Christian knight. Oh, you have no sons, so it's inexcusable. So that's why we're sending you away, because of your inability to produce a son. That's why I went for the other one, who's, you know, more ambitious and not dull-minded like you are. So I'll say, I'll rule the Republic in Amalfi. You're going on a crusade, and you're going to Aquitaine. If we can contribute the most. And we will stop right here for this episode. Because in the next episode, well, the situation is chaotic over there, as there is a revolt. In fact, a bunch of things out there. One's a revolt war for the claim of Al-Andalus. The other's a revolt war with other entities that decide to rise up against it. Glad that island's still there. And Sardinia did get a foothold. And they're not coming, are they? Well, let's look at the details here. Total strength is 342%. On the other side, far less than that. Oh yeah, this is going to be one-sided. And a distribution of 21 artifacts. Again, sorry Leone. As good as you are, and you are a true Christian knight, but I think you would be, and I groomed you to perfection. Hey. You could have been something, but honestly, that depression, you can't get rid of it. And I fear that even if I leave you here, and then eventually you succeed and become Doge, your reign would be short-lived. Because you can't get rid of that depression. So that's why we're sending you to there. I'm the only merchant republic that will be there. Excommunicated after all you've been through. But regardless, this is the war to restore Aquitaine. To restore all of these lands. Minus the independent entities of these two. So we'll be setting sail there, and we gotta land here in Barcelona. That's gonna be the place to be. Because it has to be an irrelevant objective in order to pick up the Crusader trait for all of us. Including you, Manzone. You'll pick up that Crusader trait too. It'll help you with your martial and your reputation and piety and all that. Everyone's going to be a veteran Crusader for this. And we will all play that part. everybody in the Catholic world would be there. The Avars win again, and yet he calls himself the Avar Marauder. So, we hope you people enjoyed this episode, because in the next episode, the crusade to restore Aquitaine. Just to push them back into Iberia. But until the next episode, so long for now.